All right, guys, coming to you from behind the Walmart. All right, this is the real news, the real reporting. This is where you're gonna get the real stuff. This is happening. All right, if you haven't seen this report on what's going on in California, then you haven't seen anything. All right, this is something that's going to affect 20% of our food supply. 20% of the world's calories are at risk right now. 1 in 5 of the world's calories are drying up right now. All right, this is huge. This is going to affect everyone. If you don't have some kind of urgency to start planting a garden, to start homesteading, to start being more frugal, to start buying 20-pound bags of rice and Spam and canned tuna. If you don't have any intuition to do this, I hope this video is the video that gives you that. All right. So just to start off, rice yields in California are down 30% since last year. And this is the lowest predicted yield since the 1950s. And this is for rice. I know I've been saying winter wheat yields are also the lowest yield since 1963. This is rice though, too, all right? And 40% of all the world's calories come from corn, rice, and wheat, all right? This is real. This is real stuff. And it's also the lowest corn yield since 2012, lowest wheat yield since 1953, and now the lowest rice yield since the 1950s, 30% less than it was in 2021 predicted for California. All right. And rice accounts for 20% of the world's calories. Rice, if you are into survival, if you want to get survival food for your family, you could buy this storage stuff, okay? But you can also buy one 20-pound bag of rice, and that will give you 16 days of calories, and it's like $9. 16 days of calories, and it's $9. So stock up now, all right? Get this rice now before the price goes up, because $9 it might be cheap. It might be $20, $30 for that 20-pound bag of rice, and that might be warranted. That might be what it's actually worth. All right. So get stocked up on this stuff now. Start planting a garden now. All right. Before it's too late. And I know we're going into winter. You can see these leaves getting brown and falling off the trees behind me. All right. But a lot of places in the world, you can grow year round. All right. I mentioned a couple weeks ago. Check out Elliot Coleman. All right. If you are in a very cold climate, he's in Maine, and he does a full season garden. All right. He grows like spinach and mizuna and kale, and he keeps his carrots going. He gets them started early and keeps them going all winter. He has a ton of stuff to keep his farm going and to keep the restaurants going in the area that stay open all through the winter. Check him out if you're in a very cold climate. Obviously, you might need a greenhouse or something, but you can look up cattle panel greenhouses. All right, I'm about to build another one of those because they're so cheap and so efficient. All right, and they're so easy to build. It's not hard. It doesn't take engineering at all. It's very basic. It's just wood, plastic, sheeting, and cattle panels or hog panels, whatever you want to call them. I call them cattle panels. All right, very cheap, very effective, very sturdy, will last a long time. I'll have a video building one of those very soon, because we're gonna have a winter garden, we're gonna have a fall garden. All right, this is serious. All these crops are having massive crop failure, massively low yields, and this is gonna affect everyone. They were saying that, all right, even if the farmers get through this year, this is something that nobody really thinks about too, and it's because it's multi-dimensional. This doesn't affect just one thing or one industry or one set of people. This affects everyone when industries go down. But even if the farmers say, hey, they get their emergency relief funds from the government, they get crop insurance, whatever, they're fine, they make it through the year. What about all the suppliers, okay? They aren't buying their fertilizer. They were talking about this rice seeder. So this rice is seeded typically from plains, okay? And it's seeded into very wet marshlands, all right? And all these lands have dried up. This farmer said he typically seeds around 50,000 acres, and he's only seeded 7,000 acres, okay? And he seeds it from his plain. But he was saying lots of other people that seed rice from their plains are not getting work. You know, they're not getting the work that they need to keep their business going. And sorry if it's a little windy, I'll try to like cup it on this on the speaker here. Sorry about that. Stick with me here. But it could shut down these other industries too if they have multiple bad years. The fertilizer supplier in the area could go out of business. The tractor supplier could go out of business. The seeder, the airplane seeder could go out of business because his business is so low. All right. So this is real, guys. This affects everyone. This is multidimensional. We're also talking about the train strikes and how most of the world's grain, and especially in America, is transported by railroad. All right. And if the farmers can't offload their grain silos onto the railroad tracks, they can't harvest more grain. They can't continue their harvest, and harvest is going to sit there and rot. All right. So this is huge. I was reading farmers are buying up their neighbors' water rights for the year just to have water to water their own crops. All right. This one farmer in the article was saying that this is the first time they've never grown rice, and their farm has been here since 1870. Okay. 1870. So this is happening now. This is in California. This is in America. And look at what else is happening in California. All these rolling blackouts, all this stuff. We cannot put this much faith in our food system in this state that is implementing these insane agendas that is destroying themselves. They're destroying their own state, and then we're also dependent on their food. The world's dependent on their food. Asia is highly dependent on China or on California's rice. All right. Why are we putting ourselves at risk? Just in a business sense, it's like if you're doing a business transaction with someone and they are just off the wall doing crazy things, spending copious amounts of money on stupid things, implementing stupid policies in their own business, why would you rely on them for business? All right. And especially things like food. This is important. People could starve. All right. Get your garden going now. We are very close to getting our little homestead off the ground. Stick with us, guys, and we are going to have our garden. We're going to get all that stuff blazing this winter. All right, so stick with us. We're going to give you a ton of ideas and a ton of things you can do in the winter, just like we're doing. So thank you guys for watching. You guys stay motivated. This is real. 30% reduction in rice yields in California, the lowest since the 1950s, lowest winter wheat yield since 1963. This is real, guys. It's hitting home, and you need to get prepared. So thank you guys, and you have a big old blessed day.